Thanks for checking back with thebarrelracingbuzz.com. If you've previously watched some of Kay's videos, when we were talking about tuning exercises, we talked about the tire exercise, and many of you had questions on the chat site. So Kay is here to answer your questions and show you exactly how it's done. But first, you're going to talk to us about where it's important to put your body when you're doing this exercise.
Exactly. You've got to position your body, and it's what I do when I feel like when I go fast. So we're going to do it. You've got to do it slow to get your body prepared and teach your horse, the position that you want him to be in. It's all by your body control. And I'm going to show you basically in this chair how we're going to try to do that. When I go, and I'll have a diagram here in a minute that I'm going to show you. When I'm in the mode around my barrel, I want my body straight up. I want my hips away from the back of the saddle because that tells this horse to go. I do not post in my saddle in my turns. I know some of you do it for certain reasons. I don't, because I want my horse to stay right there in this position. If I keep my upper body up and my back straight, this will keep my horse, because I'm telling you to stay right here. As soon as I tilt, it's all in your hip movements mostly. It's from here to here. And when I quit riding, this is right here. I tell you, I stop my horse at the barrels. I quit riding him. But when I start on my turn, I'm going to keep set completely down in my saddle. And when I want him to come up, I'm going to lift myself up. That gets my honey away from the saddle. And that tells him to go. So in my circles, I'm going to keep my upper body up, my hips rotated just a little bit to keep my honey out of the back of the saddle. That tells him my body tells him to stay right here because I'll use no leg pressure because the leg pressure will tell him to go on forward. So I'm going to use no leg pressure. I'm going to use all my upper body and my hips to tell him to stay and to go. And this is the movement I'll get. And when I want him to leave from the pocket or the pocket that I'm trying to get him to go to the next barrel. But in my turn, I'm keeping my body set down. And because I want him to stand this turn, I'm going to keep sitting down because I want him to stay right here. I'm not going to be up until I want him to leave that barrel. And on my diagram here, I'm going to show you what I do. This is the tires. I have 4 tires. They're approximately 20 feet apart. You don't want them any further away than that. 21's okay. Any further away because you want to get that nice round circles. I'm going to do all left turns here. I'm going to go left. And if he comes out, this turn is perfect as I can get it. A nice round circle. Like a circle. Just nice and round. I'm going to sit down in that turn. I'm going to have my body. Basically, I'm going to quit riding him in that turn because I want him just to stay nice and round and supple. I want his shoulder picked up, his rib cage picked up. And when I do this, I get this nice round turn. I won't go to the next tire until it's at a trot. You can't get anything at a walk, mostly a trot. Once I get the trot accomplished, I'll go to the next tire. And it may take him 5 or 6 rounds. But as soon as he does it perfect, or I feel like it is as good as I can get at that turn, I'll go to the next tire. I'll go around. As soon as he gets nice and supple with his head picked up, his shoulder picked up, I'll go to the next one. If I finish, wherever I finish off at, if it's at this tire, I'll go straight across here. Pick that inside up. I'll ride one-handed because that's the way I ride in my turns. And that's the point I want to get because that's the way you ride when you go fast. If I need my outside rein, it's only for correction. I'll hold my hand out here just a little bit to feather his outside. If he's stepping in with me, I'll feather it, but I'll go back to this inside. I'll get a hold of that horn. And instead of pulling yourself up, I'm going to push just a little bit on that horn. That keeps my upper body up and keep me from leaning. I don't want to lean forward. They get on their front end too much. But I want to keep my body in the correct position because that's what I want to do when I go around the barrel. So what I'll do is, like I said, I'll go to the next tire, all right-hand turns now. Left hand. We start left. We go all left-hand turns. If he comes off right here, I'll go to this one. Left-hand turns, left-hand turns. And just at a trot until you get it, till you get a lope. It may take a week. It may take 2 days. But how long it takes, you want to perfect it at a trot. This tire to the left. All left. All left. All left. When you get to that tire, when you drop your hand, because that's what you teach him. If he's a little too far, you take your outside rein and you feather him out a little bit. But you keep his nose tucked. That's why you want to keep the tires close. And when I do this, I won't work for the barrels any that day. I'll only practice on the tires. I want to get them soft and supple. Keep going. Left-hand turn. And wherever I come out at, if I'm over here, I'm going to go to this tire. I'm going to keep him picked up, keep that shoulder picked up. Then when I get off to a point, I'm going to stop him, back him up. Back him up. Then I'm going to do my right-hand turns. I'll go right hand, right. I want nice round turns. And you don't have to work all the tires, but wherever he comes off at, I want to go to the next tire. If he comes off like say over here, and I'm at this tire, I'm going to do this one. This one. If wherever I came up and dropped my hand and he's headed out, I'll go to that tire. I'll make him pick up. But I always want my upper body up, my hiney out of the seat, and when I get to my tire, I'll melt down because I want him to stop turning. I'll melt my body down. That's melt down to getting him ready for that turn. Because basically that's what I do when I run. When I go up there, I sit down, I melt down and get that horse ready for that turn. I'm just quit riding basically. Quit riding him in my turn and just help him. Picks that shoulder up, get you those nice round turns. Okay, the next thing I do on the tire be the next day. As soon as I accomplish this really, the trotting, the nice round trotting, I won't go to the next exercise until I get this accomplished where I know, he knows when I pick him up, he's supple, that he stays right there without me to pulling on him. I just hold him in his turn. And basically this is what I show at my clinics. Hold him in that turn. I'm not pulling on him. I'm holding him, keeping his shoulder picking up. And you can feel it where it's nice around things underneath that horse. And that's how you teach him basically to go around the barrel. To go around the barrel. Like I said, I hardly ever stop at it, but I just want nice, supple turns with him. And I get it doing one direction. Every time I get through with that direction, I'll stop, back up.
And then move to the next.
And move the next thing I want to do, and that would be my left hand turns, or my right hand turns. I'll go my right hand turns, right hand. That's all I'll do that day. You know, it may take me 15, 20 minutes. When they do something right, it's just like the barrel, you quit. When they do it, the next day you could okay, let's show me what you learned today. If you still make mistakes, I'm going to still go to these tires and keep them off those barrels, especially if they start dreading it. This is a great exercise to do to get your body movement down, to where to sit down, to melt down in that saddle when the horse gets to his turn. And when you melt down, they're going to get ready to turn, and they go nice and round. And it's trot. Then, get this, then you want to lope. Start loping them. You know, like I said, when they step it, because what they're doing around the barrel. If they're stepping out on these tires, they're going to be stepping out on the barrel. Like I said, sometimes you have to take that outside rein and feather it a little bit, but you do the very same thing that you do in the barrel pattern. Everybody goes to the horn around their turns, and you've got to practice. When that leaves this tire, you've got to drop your hand. You don't pick up your outside rein too quick.
Right.
But that's what everybody does. And then when you go into the race and try to go faster, they're not picking up that outside rein, and that horse is going, where am I going? Where are you going? Where is she at to help me? So you drop that hand halfway across the pins when you want to pick up that outside rein. And this is where you can learn a lot from my clinics.
In reviewing the diagram again, Kate, you like to keep your barrels on average about 20 feet apart, and tell us when you're approaching the turns and when you're going through them where you want us in our horse's position. Okay, what I like to do is what I do around the barrel, approximately 4 feet. I don't work my horses outside that box. This is what around the barrel. So when I use my tires, I want the same thing that I do, slow, fast, around my turns. I want them 4 feet. I get 4 feet around each tire. If they step in, and the first mistake they'll make is the horse step in, stop him. You can't just keep taking it, pulling him away. Stop him right there. Start him again. Don't let him keep just stepping in, because if he's doing it on this tire, he's going to be doing it around the barrels. So if he steps in, and if he feathers, like you said, and you can use your outside rein, that'll help you. If it's just a little bit of step in that 4 foot area. So I'll feather that outside rein a little bit, but I want to let go of that outside rein and go to my horn, because that's what I do around my barrels. And that's what I want to stress to you. What you do slow is what you're going to do fast. So you can practice this on the tires without doing a lot of barrel work. And you could also, it helps you practice your body and keep that horse in that forward motion and not get over your horse in your turn. You've got to keep your upper body up. You've got to sit back. A horse has to be able to turn. He has to be up underneath himself, almost like in a four-wheel drive. If you're too far forward, that's going to throw him on his front end. And you get in trouble. Those horses swing their hind end, and you get behind them. They can't take off. They have to take a step by when you're too much forward. So it's real important that when you sit down, this is where you push on your horn. You push on that horn, and then when you come out of that turn, you pull yourself out. And if that horse is doing his job, he's going to pull you out of that saddle. You don't have to, but that's the horn is there so you don't grab that outside rein. At slow work, it's so easy to grab that outside rein because they're going slow. But you teach him. You look with your eyes going across that pin. You do the same thing in the tire work. You look at that tire where you want to position that horse. You'll be surprised how much your horse will follow your eyes. And give him a chance. Let him learn his job. And I had done this in my clinic when I had the interviews before. Do their job. This is how they do their job. Following your eyes, following your body language. A horse learns from repetition. So that when you get the barrel race, you're all, you're scared. All they know is the job that they've done at home. It's a good job. Well, and the best way to help learn that is your clinic schedule. And it's kblandford.com is up and running. We're excited to say. You can check out more of her video library on barrelracingbuzz.com. You can go to her biography, And look up more information or find Kay at her clinics if you have any more questions. And she's got some more secrets hidden so that you can come check them out and learn how to make your burial pattern the best it can be. Kay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck, guys.